Hey folks, Dude here, and well, you're looking at somebody's really buggered up molar, and, well, for basic description purposes, I think that'll actually work. Give me 1 second here, let me get a pointer, and we can go from there. Basically, you have the very crunchy, creamy interior. Actually, it wouldn't be crunchy, it'd be smooth and creamy interior, full of nerves and other lovely things like that to make your life just lovely when they get exposed to air and other goodies, and you have the crunchy exterior, and in concert, they are a lovely eating device. What's so bad about this, guys? Well, his has pretty much gone south, and everything went buggered in, and I kind of had lunch, and the filling went south, and his life sucks. Simple filling process, basically pack it back up, take care of the crack, everybody's good to go, and like that there. Do I ever do anything conventionally? No, I didn't do mine like this. One of my wisdoms, cheek side, basically looks like this, but on the cheek side. So pretty much I got a fence of enamel left, and all the goodies that are on the inside are now kind of trying to say hi on the outside, and cold stuff, hot stuff is not so bad, but it is getting exposed to air, and the nerves are starting to walk and talk and let me know that things are going awry. So I went to the dentist yesterday, and this dentist is cool. Basically, he looks at me and he goes, "All right, dude, let's see. You got well, hell, you're in your 40s. Your teeth look really good except for wear. You've got one cavity, and you have this one tooth that's going south. And you can look at the x-ray, and every single tooth looks great with the one filling on the one side, and correspondingly up above it, you can see that one wisdom tooth is dark. And I got x-rayed, so it definitely shows up. And, well, why does this lead into my point and parcel of this video's purpose? I'm just going to take this off at another segment. We'll go from there. But let's just say I'm going to have to get knocked out, and they're going to have to pull out one of my wisdoms, of which I have all 4. Oh well, next segment. Alright, so now we're down in the kitchen, and, well, obviously I've gotten some Java, so just give me 1 second here. Yeah, I can't complain too much. I mean, sometimes cold and heat affects the tooth a little bit. Mostly it just seems like oxygen getting to it just really aggravates. It's just air. I might get some of that temporary packing stuff and, load it up so I keep the air out of it and, kind of turn down the nerves a little bit in terms of sensitivity. But I did get something in the mail today, and, note. So let me shift this off to the side. And, of course, I did get a box from... that's right. I got a box from the infamous Doc Simonson himself. And let me get this better in frame without too much glare on it. And let's see if I can't make this work. Maybe, maybe not. Let me get the sucker in frame. Okay, we have the really hyper-caffeinated dude. And of course it says Doc's Real Good Joe from 423 Upscream Drive, Somewhereville Unknown, 10011. Yeah, okay. He sent it down to Mr. Mike Dude, Southern Testing Station, Doc's Real Good Joe, 124 Sesame Street, Bloody Moor, Myrtle Land, 45678. I'm not even going to go into it, but let's just say that, okay, there's a reason why that's the shipping label. Well, let's just crack this sucker open and see what we find. Alright, first off, I'm going to need a hacky stabby. Where's my resident hacky stabby? Oh, man. Ew, it's dirty. Give me 1 second here. I don't play with dirty knives. I don't play with dirty knives. I do knock stuff over. Bull in a china shop, that's me. Okay, so we got a halfway clean hacky stabby. And let's crack this sucker open. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And I do really like this shipping label, so I might just save it for posterity's sake. I might send him the gift, for the smiley face. Me being me, it's just what I do. Alright, so... let me crack this puppy on open, and without hacking myself in the process. Come on, box, work with me here. Work with me. Oh man, I wish there was like internet smell-o-vision. because you would not believe how good this box smells. Alright, come on, box, work with me here. Work with me, Mr. Boxy. Come on. You know, sometimes this packing tape is just, it's so unbelievably tough. You know, even like a really sharp knife just glides off it. This knife is not dull. Trust me. It is not dull. Okay, I have got a box, and I have got a letter. Unfortunately, this is not camera-worthy, but I will read it off to you guys. Okay. Sutter Testing Station, Dude's Real Good Joe. My address, Mr. Dude, please find enclosed a small sample of Brazil Mogana, and that's, read it as Mogiana, dry processing pea berry. It was roasted in 3 batches of 0.66 pounds each. The beans were bought to a full city plus roast. Please note that the big body and nutty cocoa roast tones and bright, clean taste. Sincerely, Doc Simonson, CEO, CFO, floor sweeper, Dave's Real Good Joe. Alright, there's only one thing left to do to this sucker, and I'm going to break off on this section and fire up the old grinding mat. You know what? No, I got plenty of time. I only had like about a minute or so in the first section, so, let's just roll. Oh, mommy. Oh, this is what happens when you have friends in high places. Java-licious. Okay, let me jigger my angles here. Play with my tripod. Jigger my angles. And of course, break out the old Grinomatic. This here is the Cuisinart Grinomatic, which was a wedding present for Mrs. Dude and myself. And it works rather in a spiffy fashion. Now, since we're basically doing Java, we must use Java-type apparatus. I have a specific spoonage for the Java. So, breakfast is talking to me, excuse me. I know when you basically grind coffee, it does reduce a bit in volume. Give me one second. I haven't used this puppy in a while because I've been using the Keurig like crazy. But, you know, you basically have to play with the good stuff. Alright, so, oh, mommy, you cannot put a price on these things for the smell. Alright, let's go 1, 2, 3, and I usually don't go more than about 4 scoops for grinds. Just because it really just doesn't work so good. It just takes too long, and, you know, the grinds really don't come out so good. But let's do some swirly action. Let's get a good action shot in here of the old Grinomatic. Okay, let's go, and grindy. That's what that looks like. That's looking pretty close. I'm going to give it one more burst just to make sure I got it right. Alright. Now on this one, I'm going to, well, break a segment and start up with another load, then do another load. And just get the coffee maker loaded up and prepped and ready to go. So on that one, there's no great mystery. I mean, basically, it's ground up coffee, and it's looking about right. We're going to go from there. Good times. Alright, it's now loaded. It's now soaked. I'm wetting down the beans and their ground form because I want them to get a little hydrated before I actually get the hot water on there. It's just one of those tricks that you really should probably do. What you do is you just throw some in there, squirt them a little bit, throw some more in there, squirt them a little bit. And you basically do it in staggered layers with each layer getting wet because you don't want just the top wet. You want the whole thing to be picking up some water so the beans are getting rehydrated and get ready to get back into action. Notice also I got my coffee pot. This is one of them trick coffee pots you can kind of do that with. You just swing the arm over, and the hopper is going to take a while for the water to get too hot. It's getting hot, trust me. Alright, now we're up to temperature, and of course we're going to now basically get a wet soak in. So we basically throw some water on there, let our beans take a little bit of a bath, And, of course, the Keurig that I made earlier, I didn't make a whole heck of a lot. Basically just enough to get my motor running. So, that's going to be my control. I know what Keurig tastes like. Today I was using the, I believe I was using the Italian roast from, of all people, Green Mountain. And that's the other funny thing, is Green Mountain actually owns Keurig. Okay, now here's the other thing, too. Good coffee. It definitely creams up, picks up the head very, very quickly. This is not slouching coffee by any stretch. This is the good stuff. Also notice, it is not dripping through. Let me go down to the lower level of operation. It is not dripping through very, very quickly. As a matter of fact, I've had practice where I basically actually turned off the coffee pot, swung the arm over, let it drain for a little bit, and then put it back in operation, just because it takes so long to drain. This is not your commercial grade of coffee. No. Oh, no. The commercial grade of coffee, you know, you don't know how long those beans have been sitting in their warehouse. You don't know how long it's been sitting on the shelf, and you don't know for how long it's been sitting in the can. This is known quantity, top-notch Java. You treat it with respect. And, you know, Doc and I were talking the other night on the phone, and he's like, you know what, this, that, and the other thing, you know, I'm really a coffee snob and blah, 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 and, you know, I really have to roast my own stuff, because I know what I really like, and I want it to be as such. Well, you know what, if you're going to go to that degree, you treat it with respect, because that's not just, you know, instant coffee anymore. And we kind of had a funny conversation about that, too. It's like, you know what, you know, of all things, I think instant coffee actually makes a really good mocha, and he was like, you know what? It really does. It's just some quirk about it. It's not the best coffee, but for some reason, it really makes a good mocha. He's like, yeah, you know, you basically get like, you know, X amount of instant coffee, Swiss Mix cocoa, bing, bang, boom, put it in a cup, slurp it down, it's good. And I was like, yeah, but you really need the mini marshmallows. And this is kind of more something for him. I found these guys in Wally World, or Target or something, but actually you can find the mini marshmallows. And it's not a good picture. Let me show you what these guys really look like. The mini marshmallows, they are basically the dehydrated marshmallows like you have in all your breakfast cereals for the kids. And they float, they sink, they melt. They do all the proper things. Well, actually, they don't sink so much, but they really do melt and do the proper stuff in cocoa, Kraft, Jet Puff, Marshmallow Bits, Mellow Bits. The ingredients are really not horrible. I mean, basically it's just sugar, corn syrup, water, modified cornstarch, gelatin, sodium phosphate, natural and artificial flavor, blue number 1. It's not the worst thing you could possibly eat, but it's good, okay? It's good. And the other thing, too, is these guys come in standard vanilla flavor, and they come in peppermint. So if you're looking to really dress up your cocoa, grab yourself some Mellow Bits. Look around a little bit, you'll probably find them like probably at Target or at Wally World. Good times. Going back to the Java, this is going through the brewing process. That's going to be a little redundant, so I'm simply going to stop this segment off and we'll go from there. Good times. Okay, you can't rush perfection, and that was the better part of wait for that sucker to drain down. Took the better part of, like, at least 40-some-odd minutes. But, you can't rush it. So, perhaps that's a little bit overkill. Let's go with something good. That's right. This is a donation from Mr. Wheelie, 19. Haven't seen him around a bit. I gotta give him a letter or something. He's dealing with some strife right now, and I know he's got a lot of things going on. He's got a lot of oars in the water, so I'll probably give him a buzz later on. But if you could subscribe to his channel, Mr. Willie19's got some good stuff, and it's a long-time friend of the 80s podcast channel. He's definitely a good friend of mine. So let me grab up some of this Joe and see what it does. First off, sniff check. Excuse me. Oh, man, there is no discounting that as a good cup of Joe. Alright, now let's see. We have to do the testing procedure, and I'm way off on that one. That spoon is yucky. Excuse me one second. No, I'm not going to taste with a dirty spoon. Give me 1 second here. Alright, let's see what we got here. Got a good color. Let's give me 1 second here. Tasting procedures. Mmm. Mmm. No, it's really an intense roast. I mean, I'll definitely give Doc that one. Let me go for it again. Just give me 1 second here. Oh, I'm definitely getting the cocoa. It's like a leathery thing in the background. Definitely a little woody. It's complex, man. I mean, there's no doubt about it. That is definitely a complex cup of joe. You know what? He knows me. He knows I basically, I treat my coffee like soup. I know he's probably going, no! Well, you know what? That's the way I drink my Java. So let me round it out with a little bit of half and half and a little bit of sugar, and perhaps I'll be a little bit of a better judge because I really don't drink coffee black. I can drink coffee black. I just really choose not to. And, they say, oh, no, that mutes the flavor. It changes it around too much, and it does this. My thinking is, if you got a cup of coffee that stands up to this assault and still is good, well, hell, the base stuff itself is just phenomenal. So, Doc, appreciate the show. Here's to you, and many blessings flow your way. Good times. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. That is some good Java. And the other thing, too, is you basically can get this serious hit off this stuff because it's just so freaking fresh. I mean, that's one of the really huge things about, like when you go to, I know people are like, the purists are going, whoa, Starbucks is over-roasted. And you know what? In some cases, it really is. But the other thing, too, is because they go through so much coffee, it is exceedingly fresh. I mean, you're getting Java that's been processed, it's been roasted, and it's hit the store in not a whole hell of a lot of time. And it's good stuff. Okay, I'm going to do a little comparison here. All right, now the... Oh, I'm sorry, no, it was Tully's. It was not Green Mountain, it was Tully's. It's Tully's Italian roast from... basically the One Cup Connection. Good bunch of guys. If you don't know about it, One Cup Connection, if you got a Keurig, they will keep you in these cartridges for pretty good pricing. I mean, they tend to say, the pricing it's good, but you don't pay any shipping. So if you buy a lot, you get free shipping. And it's really not hard to run through the Keurig cartridges. It really isn't. 2 times per day. 2 cartridges per day to get you going, cartridge or 2 to get you back. Well, of course, we got decaf at home, and just give me 1 second here. No, man, that's got a lot of depth to it. That's really good. I would say, in terms of my likes, dislikes, it's good. I mean, it's definitely a good coffee. Is it as rounded as I normally like? No, it probably needs more, it needs a little bit more middle, I'm thinking. The roasted notes are good, the caramel notes are kind of way tailed down, the cocoa is kind of present. By and large, it's good coffee. I mean, doubt about it, it is good coffee. Would it be something that I would absolutely positively have to have, every single day? No. I tend more towards the more floral, the more cocoa, the more caramel, the more, okay? I'm not saying this stuff is flat, but it's not quite exactly the profile that I really enjoy. It's not bad, though, and I definitely will suck it down like crazy because it's good, Joe. Doc Simonson, sir, thank you very much for the Java, and trust me, it will get drunk. The Korg stuff will store for a while, this stuff won't, so this will get drunk. Good times. Alright, so here it is, podcast channel, as you see on the cup, and here as you see in my cup, Doc Simonson's best efforts, and you know what? He's more probably the guy that basically can put them side by side and goes, okay, this one tastes like this, and I really like that for this one, and this one tastes like that, and I really like that for that one. And, you know, in between, he really knows all his preferred brands. I'm kind of like that with my beer, but he's like that with his coffee. Good times. Alright, so here it is, podcast channel. Came in a 10 ring, ate good, drank good coffee. I mean, yeah, if you... Come here. I'm not shameless. If you need to drink instant, it is available. But, eat good, keep it a 10 ring, and as always,